this video, we're going to show you how to set up a file and folder backup after you've installed the Magnus Box application on a client's computer. Now, these are the default settings that we recommend. However, you can set them to however you feel is best fit to your client's needs. So you're going to go ahead and open up the application on the client's computer. Make sure that you're in the Backup tab, and then you're going to click on Add Protected Item. From here, it's going to want you to give it a friendly name. We recommend changing this from the default that's set. So this is my computer, so I'm just going to call this Mike's User Profile. And then there's going to be a lot of options in here to choose from. You can do System State, MySQL, but for this video, we're going to be selecting the file and folders, which should be selected by default. The next screen is going to ask us, what are we going to back up? So we're going to click the plus arrow in the upper right hand corner here, and I'm going to navigate to my user profile and select it, and then hit OK. And then down here at the bottom we have some options. We always want to make sure that Take File System Snapshot is checked. That allows you to make sure that it'll grab any data that is currently in use. If you're doing encryption, you're going to want to make sure that you have the EFS keys backed up. And if you do, then you're going to want to check that box as well. Otherwise, the software will notify you in the logs that it detects encrypted data, and to make sure that you have those keys backed up. So we'll hit Next, and then it's going to ask us if we have any other commands that we want to run before or after the backup job. This is where you could add commands, as if you wanted to shut down the computer, initiate a reboot, you can add those kinds of commands there. So the next screen here is going to be the schedule screen. This is where you can schedule the backup. So you're going to click the plus sign in the upper right hand corner and give it a friendly name. So I like to back up my computer daily, so I'm going to call it Daily Backup. I can see that I am going to back up the Mike's User Profile, which is what we created in the previous screen with all the data that we selected. Now for the storage vault, this is where you could back up to an external hard drive or to our vaults on our servers. So for my example here, I only have our storage vaults. So I'm going to select that. And then we have 5 options here. You can skip if already running. You can cancel the backup if it's still running after a set amount of time, which works great for clients where you can only back up in off hours. You can rate limit the storage vault speed. So if someone only has a slow upload speed and you don't want Magnus Box to use all that speed, you can rate limit it here. And so for this, I'm just going to uncheck all the boxes. And then across the top, we're going to select the time. We're going to click the plus sign in the upper right hand corner again, and then you have a few options. You can tell the backups to run hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, or once only. For mine, I run mine daily at around 10 o'clock. So I'm going to set that in here. And then you also have the option to choose the day of the week. For daily, that's not an option, but that would be a choice for other ones. Works great if you want to do a system state backup. So we're going to hit OK. And then down at the bottom, you want to make sure that you click when PC starts if the last job was missed. This is perfect if you have a client with a laptop that they don't leave on all the time. If it missed that 10 o'clock backup in my example here, my computer would automatically start the backup process 15 to 30 minutes after it's booted up and has an internet connection. So we're going to go ahead and click Save. And then we can see here that that schedule is now on the list. Now you can continue to add more schedules if you'd like. You can have as many as you'd like. Now we'd recommend making sure that you have enough time between the backups so you don't have consecutive backups running at the same time. That's just a best practice. So we'll hit Next. Here we have the retention policy, so we can tell Magnus Box how many backup snapshots we want to keep. Now we don't bill you extra for the snapshots or for the data that's on the system. It's an option that you can have. We leave it set to the default, which is unlimited. However, you can set to keep only a certain amount of backups. You can keep the last number or last X, so you can have it set for, like this example here, it says last 3 backups. You can also have backups newer than a specific date, or you can delete the backups that are older than a certain date. However, we recommend just keeping all the backups forever. You'll hit Next, and then you have the option to either run the backup now or wait till its next scheduled time frame. So we're just going to uncheck that box because for this example, but normally we would want to run the backup right away depending on the client. And then we hit finish, and then we see here the little icon popped up which tells us that it's uploading that information to the server, and that backup is ready to be run at its next scheduled time frame. And that is how you set up a file and folder backup on Magnus Box.